welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, Tullahoma High Wildcats go to Creekwood for their second division game, the second annual Isaiah 1 Golf Tournament. And the Mitchell Museum hosts a new World War II exhibit. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Star Physical Therapy has been serving Tullahoma and the surrounding area for 16 years, offering special services, dry needling, vestibular rehab, LSVT Big for Parkinson's, workman's comp, sports rehab, and post-op care. All the physical therapists at Star Rehab hold a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. And there's also a certified orthopedic manual therapist. You want to pass the test? Come to the best. That's Star Physical Therapy.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
The food at Parkview, well, I haven't had a bad meal there yet.
The food at Parkview is absolutely scrumptious. I mean, it is really good. It's just like home cooking.
And then there are the cookies. Oh my, they bake cookies every day, and they are super.
The food is truly incredible, and it's like being on a cruise ship.
Welcome back. On the latest John Olive's fifth quarter show, Coach Olive spoke with John Gray about the Wildcats' win last week over Marshall County, the upcoming game against Creekwood, and how Tullahoma High School principal Jason Quick has created a new tailgating tradition for home games.
I love Friday nights, and Friday nights in southern Middle Tennessee in the fall of the year.
It's a good thing.
Is a good place to be, and there's nothing like the excitement that is created when you have a band like ours, you have a student body like ours that was there last night. It was loud. I kept both my ears covered for the vast majority of the ball game because it's the only way you could hear what was going on.
Right.
It was a good home crowd and enjoyable to watch our young men fight through a little bit of adversity and find a way to keep the game going.
Learning experience.
It's what I hope.
What we hope. Well, Coach, tell us a little bit about where we're going next week. We're going to Creekwood.
Yeah, I've never been to Creekwood.
I don't think any of us have.
I did talk to Coach Osteen. He went to Creekwood years ago when he was coaching at Giles County. He says it's a really nice facility. I can Google it, and it says it's only take me 2 hours and 2 minutes or something like that to get there. I just know that I have been told that you go up, you hit 840, go around to Dixon. At Dixon, you get on the highway going up to Clarksville, and you go about 16, 17 miles up that highway, and you'll come to a town called Charlotte, Tennessee. I think that's in the neighborhood of where Pat Summit is from. And so anyway, that's where Creekwood High School is located. I hope that we'll take some fans with us up there, and that we'll continue this season going after region win number 2 in the preseason picking. When you're playing these region games, Marshall County's picked in the upper echelon of our region along with us. Creekwood is also in that upper echelon. Now they've been beaten two straight games. Marshall County beat them, and now Pearl Combs beat them, which is the 4th upper echelon team in our region. When you get a win against one of the upper echelon teams, though, it counts as 2, because you have to lose twice in order for them to pass you back up in the seeding. And so for us last night, that was a huge win for us, because now we own the tiebreaker versus Marshall County if we're in a head-to-head tiebreaker, which means that we would have to lose 2 more times and them not lose any in order to be back in front of us in the region standings. Creekwood coming up, their only chance to really get back into the region championship is to beat us. And and then we'll turn around and come back home the next week and play Pearl Cone. And Pearl Cone right now is an undefeated team in our region. The other one is Montgomery Central. Montgomery Central wasn't picked to be in the upper echelon. They're 4-0. They're 2-0 inside the region, and they may be the surprise team. And so, it's going to be interesting. Every game we play from here on is region because we're in a huge 9-team region. And so, Region 1, though, 1 win, no losses. That's what's important after.
And it was Marshall County.
And it was Marshall County, which is an upper echelon team, which means that you're battling with them for pecking order in the playoffs. And so we need to get this one this coming Friday at Creekwood, and that will give us the upper advantage against them. It would also give them their 3rd region loss, but they're playing a pretty good gauntlet. Marshall County, Pearl Cone, Tullahoma. They're seeing the other 3 preseason picks right in a row, so it's been a gauntlet for them. We go Marshall County, Creekwood, Pearl Cone, so that's our gauntlet. And so anyway, we appreciate everybody that was there last night. If you didn't come, you might put September 24th down on your calendar and come up there and eat some of Miss Chandler's fried chicken. And have a little fun out there in the front of the stadium. If you got little kids, they've got games for them out there to keep them entertained while you eat.
Blow up.
I don't know what all. I saw a slide and so forth.
And that's going to be at every home game.
And if you got grandkids, bring them and let them go play while you eat some of Miss Chandler's Southern fried chicken.
But that's going to happen at every home game, right?
Yes. The T-Town area will be set up.
That's
for
great.
Every home game.
Outstanding.
And, you can contact Jason Quick, jason.quick@tcsedu.net. I think he's actually taking the reservations for people who want to try to rent a tent. And he will set you up out there, and it's unusual for a principal to take that as a hands-on, but that's kind of his project and his brainchild, and my hat's off to Mr. Quick. I think he has maybe started a tradition here at Tullahoma to make it really unique.
Once again, if you want to make reservations for food for the next Wildcats football game, contact THS Principal Jason Quick at his email address. That's jason.quick@tcsedu.net. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus.
I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Welcome back. News Leader's Peggy Burton recently spoke with Susan Johnson, local Isaiah 117 program coordinator about their second annual golf tournament coming up on September 24th.
We actually have an upcoming golf tournament September the 24th. It's a 1 o'clock shotgun start, so we're real excited. I do want to share real quick about the Isaiah 117 house, just in case anybody's new. Isaiah 117 house, once our home's completed, will serve as a transitional place for children on the removal day.
Right.
And that's when they're removed by the Department of Children's Services. So instead of them going to offices or conference rooms or offices at county jails, they'll come to a home environment where they can have their needs met. So if that child's hungry or they're tired or they need a bath, yes, they'll just be in that home environment. They won't be sitting in an office. They won't be hearing phone conversations. They can go outside and play in the backyard.
That's wonderful.
And just get to be a child on that day.
Are you getting close to having that facility finished?
We are. Our goal is by the end of the year, but we have a new project manager and she is really pushing to get all the subs to have everything done by the 1st to the middle of October. And that'll give us time to get our volunteers trained and moved in and the house set up. So the goal is definitely by the end of this year we want to be finished. But our golf tournament's our last fundraiser for the year. It's our second annual golf tournament. That's going to be at Willowbrook Golf Course. Last year it was amazing.
That's a beautiful golf course, by the way.
It is, and our golf pro was Barry last year, and he was wonderful. Everybody there was. I mean, the time you showed up getting out of the car, people were coming and like, where do you need the table? What do you need help doing? Like, they closed the golf course down, so it's just our tournament that's going on. Lunch is at 12 o'clock, and if you've not ever eaten at Bosky's Grill, you're missing out.
I ate some good food there.
It is. As you mentioned, I don't play golf, but after last year eating there twice in one day, now that's one of my regular places to go.
That's good. That's great.
To sit out and, you know, overlook the golf course.
Let's tell people exactly where the Willowbrook Golf Course is. Do you know the address? Or?
I do. I have it.
Okay.
I have it here just in
All
case
right.
we needed it. It is 6751 McMinnville Highway, Manchester, Tennessee.
And not too far out of Manchester, and a beautiful space.
And the awesome thing is, as I was telling you before we came on, one great thing is once players or teams pay their fee, on the day of the tournament, they don't need to bring their wallet.
That's
We're
wonderful.
not going to charge for anything else. So every player gets a free mulligan. They also will get a free hat with our logo on it. They're going to get a free sleeve of Titleist balls.
That is wonderful.
Lunch is free, snacks and refreshments we'll have for them. The top 3 teams are going to have prizes. We're going to have door prizes. And these are not just little door prizes that you're going to want to throw away. These are good value door prizes. But like I said, the great thing is once they pay, they're getting closest to the pin contest included in that. The putting contest is included in that. So nothing else they're going to need money for. And we also have a hole-in-one prize.
Oh, good.
John Roberts Toyota is going to donate a car.
Wow.
So if you are good enough,
awesome.
you may drive away in a new car that day.
That's a real great thing. Wouldn't that be good? I don't know how many people get a hole-in-one, but it happens.
It happens. So it's a 4-person scramble. And that's just basically all and then we'll have the golf carts will be involved, so everybody gets a free golf cart.
Do you want to tell us what it costs to
Yes, so teams are $400. It's $100 a person. If they have a sponsor, if someone wants to sponsor them, that's $500, and that person will get a hole sponsor sign included in that.
So the sign will be on a certain hole.
Yes,
correct.
Yes. So for $500 instead of the $400, just $100 more if they have a business to sponsor them, they'll have a whole sponsor sign. And we have different levels of sponsorship, so depending on, and different banners, it all comes in different things. Certain sponsorship levels will also include teams.
You really need the money coming in this time to try to finish up, right?
We do, because that's our goal. We don't owe anybody when we build this house. We have to have our first year's budget of $75,000. And so these fundraisers we have throughout the year, that's our goal, is to reach that $75,000.
And I think it's important to know you don't have to be a golfer to donate to this fabulous cause.
And if
they would be glad to take a check.
We would, and if somebody just wants to come out and volunteer that day, we would love to have them. You could volunteer, you could help get maybe sponsorships for us. Any way they want to get involved, just reach out to us and we would love to have you, and it's going to be an awesome day.
Anyone wanting to learn more about Camp Forest and local history can make a stop at South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday to do so. This weekend, to coincide with the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center September exhibit, Enemy, Frenemy, Friend, World War II, Tennessee POW and Civilian Internee Perspectives. The Floyd and Margaret Mitchell Museum at South Jackson Civic Center will open from 1:30 to 3 p.m. to display its Camp Forest memorabilia as well as other pieces from Tullahoma's history. Admission to the museum is free for all. Across the street at the Arts Center, the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center exhibit curator Dr. Elizabeth Taylor will have a meet and greet from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. where she will answer questions about Camp Forest. Taylor has written 2 books on Camp Forest, Images of America, Camp Forest, and Voices of Camp Forest in World War II. The Enemy, Frenemy, Friend, World War II, Tennessee POW, and Civilian Internee Perspectives exhibit features both artwork and artifacts from Camp Forest. The exhibit opened Saturday, September the 4th and will run through October the 2nd. Some of the artifacts and features include translation books, foreign currency, and leaflets of surrender that were dropped on troops during World War II. For more information, visit southjackson.org or call them at 455-5321. More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us on September 18th at Manchester Rotary Park at 9 a.m. as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action and create a culture that's smart about mental health. Funds raised at the walk will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Sign up at afsp.org/Coffee County.
Welcome back. September is National Suicide Awareness Month, and the Tennessee Department of Agriculture is trying to help stop the stigma about talking about mental health issues. Talking about your mental health is a big step in preventing suicide. Check in on your family, friends, and yourself. Help is there. The farming and forestry community will drop what they're doing to help a neighbor. Same goes for emotional help. You may be reluctant to seek help. There's no shame in it, and it's not a sign of weakness. Here's a video from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture speaking about the problem.
Hi, I'm Tennessee Commissioner of Agriculture Charlie Hatcher, and I want to talk to you today about a very difficult topic, but one that's very important to all of us and me as well. And that topic is suicide. I can tell you firsthand the impact of suicide on friends and family in a community. I saw that when I was growing up a number of times in a rural community, and I've had it happen to me recently again. So it's a tragic, painful experience, and we want to do all we can to prevent suicide. The pressures that farmers and veterinarians face, I do both of those, are relentless. You have the financial stress, you have the weather impact on farmers, and those can eventually affect your mental health at times. So if you find yourself in crisis based on the stresses that are put upon you and it's affecting your mental health in a big way, I encourage you to seek help. And the best way you can seek help is call the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Hotline at 855-CRISIS-1. Until next time, it's Charlie Hatcher signing off, and keep believing in agriculture.
If you or someone you know is considering suicide, you can reach out anytime to 1-855-CRISIS/1. That's 1-855-274-7471, or text TN to 741741. With many Tennessee businesses facing a tight job market, the Internal Revenue reminds employers to check out a valuable tax credit available to them for hiring long-term employment recipients and other groups of workers facing significant barriers to employment. During National Small Business Week, the IRS is highlighting tax benefits and resources designed to help new and exciting small businesses. For any business now hiring, the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, or WOTC, may help. Legislation enacted in December extended the WOTC through the end of 2025. This long-standing tax benefit encourages employers to hire workers certified as members of any 10 targeted groups facing barriers to employment. With millions of Americans out of work at one time or another since the pandemic began, the IRS noted that one of these targeted groups is long-term unemployment recipients who have been unemployed for at least 27 consecutive weeks and have received state or federal unemployment benefits during part or all of that time. The other groups include certain veterans and recipients of various kinds of public assistance. Among them specifically, the 10 groups are temporary assistance for needy family recipients, unemployed veterans, including disabled veterans, formerly incarcerated individuals, designated community residents living in empowerment zones or rural renewal counties, vocational rehabilitation referrals, summer youth employees living in empowerment zones, supplemental nutrition assistant program recipients, supplemental security income recipients, long-term family assistance recipients, long-term unemployment recipients. To qualify for the credit, an employer must first request certification by submitting IRS Form 8850 pre-screening notice and certification request for the Work Opportunity Credit to Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. Do not submit this form to the IRS. Eligible businesses claim the WOTC on their federal income tax return. It's generally based on wages paid to eligible workers during the first year of employment. Through the credit, though the credit is not available to tax-exempt organizations, for most groups of new hires, a special rule allows them to claim the WOTC for hiring qualified veterans. For more information about the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, visit irs.gov/WOTC. We'll be right back in a moment after these commercial breaks.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. As the pandemic continues to pose challenges for college students across the state, research by the Lumina Foundation shows that a set of more engaged and active teaching and learning approaches called high-impact practices implemented at 13 Tennessee community colleges are beneficial to students. Heidi Lemming is Vice Chancellor for Student Success at the Tennessee Board of Regents. She said the extra support helps students, ensure students stay on their degree track. Quote, students who participate in high-impact practices are not only are earning higher GPAs, but they're persisting at higher rates because they're actually more engaged with faculty and the institutions and their learning, end quote. Lemming said Columbia University Community College Research Center found Tennessee's community colleges are the furthest along in implementing these reforms of any community college system in the nation. Lemming said one of the most common high-impact practices colleges have relied on are first-year seminars. Many institutions require students to take the course, which teaches them effective learning strategies about how the college operates, resources that can assist them, whether it's tutoring or counseling. She added that in addition to high-impact practices, colleges have increased coaching and developed guided pathways to help students navigate coursework toward degrees based on their academic or career interest, and by making the connection of what's being taught to real-life experiences, they can see the purpose of being there, which motivates them to keep moving toward the next course that they need to take to complete. More Tennessee students enroll in community colleges than in any other public and private college and university sector in the state. In the fall of 2019, before the COVID-19 pandemic, 54% of Tennessee public high school graduates headed to a public higher education institute enrolled in a community or technical college. Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
It is wonderful living here. I don't have responsibilities of a house. I don't have all the work that goes with a house, and you can just relax here and be happy.
There's no set thing that you have to do. However, the offerings that they give you, it's wonderful.
I think the biggest thing about Parkview that is most significant to me is that we are family.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1980 at 95 degrees. The record low was in 1904 at 38 degrees. Average high on this day is 82, and the average low is 60. Storms likely in the forecast for tonight with a low of 68. 40% chance of storms in the forecast for Friday with a high of 80 and a low of 66. And those storms will be moving out hopefully on Saturday with a high of 83 and a low of 65. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.